Okay, ready when you are. Welcome to the lighter side of the dark side. It's your weekly freak show here on Renegade Radio. Also Spotify, iHeartRadio. We just started there. Stitcher, Deezer, everywhere. Tune in. Radio Public. It's the Dark Mark Show. I am Dark Mark, the goth comedian. Welcome. It's been quite a week. We're back. It's been a couple weeks since we've been on, and great to be back. And it's I've also you know who else is back? Is everybody's favorite vegan heavy metal DJ. Here, I'm going to pull the camera back here.
Yeah,
I know you
pull
don't
the camera back.
The extreme close-up. That's everybody's favorite vegan heavy metal DJ who gets all sorts of fan mail.
Love letters.
Marriage proposals. Hannah Bach.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Yes, Hannah. I went to the Chinese theater last night. While you were whining and dining with rock stars, I went to the Chinese theater last night, and I went to a premiere.
You did go to a premiere.
And of a movie called Eternal Code. And, you know, today we have the director, the writer, the stars. It's a whole cottage industry right here. I'm going to flip this around. See this guy right here? This guy's surrounded by beautiful women, as I'm sure it's pretty usual.
Very lucky guy.
Yes. I accidentally called him Harvey again. And anybody named Harvey W., forget it. His name is not Harvey. It's actually not even Harley, but it is Harley. His stage name is Harley Wallen.
That's right.
Writer, director, actor, martial artist, commentator, just the Hollywood hyphenate. And there's all sorts of other things too. Breakdancer, husband, father.
Doing his homework.
Oh no, I got all.
Really did his homework.
I'll tell you, I did my homework because I know you're married to this beautiful woman, and I'm still. I think I got it's Kaiti Wallen.
Yes.
Okay, because you don't spell it Katie. It's like Kaiti.
Yes.
So I thought it was like when I first saw it, I thought it was like a Taiki. What's that guy's name? The Kaiti Watiki. Like I thought it was like a Kiwi name, like a New Zealand name.
Oh no.
But Kaiti Wallen,
Yeah.
and you are one of the stars of Eternal Code, and we're going to talk about that because when we had a Q&A, I raised my hand and I had a question, and maybe I'll pose it to you right now. What did you think when your husband, director, writer, and I know you guys collaborate, came to you and said, you know what, you'd be perfect for the prostitute?
Good one.
I was going to ask that last night, but I forgot to save it.
Well, I didn't have any problems with it because I understood where he was coming from.
You guys like to role play. Let's be honest, right?
Oh my god.
Mark. It's so weird.
I'm starting already. It's a Dark Mark show.
He's like beat red now.
Right? I just make this so weird. No, she's an emotionally impactful character.
No, she is.
He knows that that's in my wheelhouse.
Yeah.
And it was one of those things where it was kind of like, hey, yeah, that's her job. You don't really see anything.
No, it's a very compassionate character. It's you taking, actually having a relationship with the lead actor, and then taking in the daughter of the protagonist. You kind of saved the day. You're kind of the heroine in a weird way. And somebody who's not the heroine, but who has been on the show before twice.
Yes.
And you thought I was kidding when I had a co-host. She's right here.
No,
because you missed her. You missed her both times.
Yes, but I've heard of you and I've seen your photos. You're lovely.
Oh,
Good for
you
for being vegan.
Thank
Bravo. I envy you.
Yes, you've been on twice before. You were on with Jacqueline
Twice
Von Bjerg.
is so nice.
Yeah, Jacqueline Von Bjerg.
Yes.
Who says hi.
Oh, I love her. I love that. I love all her music, but especially the peppy song. Big shout out to her.
Yeah, and then you were on a couple weeks later.
Yes.
With Amazon. Yeah, you missed this show. Amazon
That was
Eve,
interesting.
And the Dakota the Bearded Lady.
Yeah.
I love
Amazon
Dakota and Amazon.
Yeah, I love them both.
Because Eve wanted to meet you so bad.
Yes.
And
I think I disappointed her.
No. So her and Dakota are just. I can't believe they out-talked you because you are a talker.
Oh, wow.
But see this these guys. No, that's a compliment. We're a podcast. I don't want any dead air. No, you're lovely. And so, I mean, we ended up talking about body hair with Dakota. And
Oh
everything,
my
but
god.
Oh yeah.
It's all
I'm
thing.
Middle Eastern. It's endless.
Yes. No. Yeah. No.
You liked it.
I like. I can keep talking about.
You go
I can
for
talk
it.
about body here the whole time, but I got.
shtick.
Yeah, I guess I still got prostitute talk to get to.
Okay, use
But
my body.
no. You and Harley have a lot in common. I don't know if you guys met in the dojo. We're going to talk about all that stuff. Before we get to it, though, I'll get it. I'll put it back on me. See, am I in frame?
Yeah, you
Okay.
are.
Yes, Audible is our sponsor. I know you guys travel. You're on the road. You're going back and forth from L.A. to Michigan. Audible, have an audiobook. We're giving away free audiobook and 2 free Audible originals. Any book you want. The books on directing. They've got Motley Crue's The Dirt is finally on audio, so you can go to Audible and read all about that smut. They got everything from Shakespeare to smut.
That's great.
They've got everything from the classics to modern. They've got comedy albums. They have everything. They have Tiffany Haddish's autobiography. They've got everything. Whatever you want. If you want to learn how to be a writer-director, they got books on that. Listen to that. You become a writer-director, a film mogul like these people. And they have 2 Audible originals. Now, this might interest you. Did you see Alien 3?
Is that the new one that's been out like the last, or the third with
The third one, she was
Sigourney in a Row?
bald. And
Yes,
David
I did.
Fincher.
Yes, I did.
Not the greatest. And I know that you're a David Fincher fan, but not the greatest. William Gibson, the cyberpunk writer, wrote an alternative script. And they brought back Michael Biehn, Lance Henriksen, and the cast to act it out on Audible. That's the original you can get free. Stan Lee also did an Audible original before he passed away. That you can get that for free. You can get Kate McKinnon from Saturday Night Live. I'm a big fan. She's got something on
She's
Audible.
wonderful.
She's the best. I think she's the best person that's been on Saturday Night Live since Eddie Murphy. But
I agree.
yeah, so but
Well, maybe.
you got 2 Audible originals. Bob Newhart has a show where he interviews comics, and he's 90 years old. So whatever you want, you get a free book, 2 free Audible originals. Go to audibletrial.com/DMS. audibletrial.com/DMS. Not only do you get the free books, and you can cancel anytime, but you support the show, and we get money, and Hannah can open your emails, and her electric bill won't get shut off. Anyway, our other sponsor, real quick, because we went there a couple weeks ago.
Doomy's Home Cooking.
Yes, we did. Doomy's Home Cooking is the best vegan food you'll ever have. I'm not vegan. Do I look like vegan? I'm not vegan. We went there a couple weeks ago. We were there with our guest Sin Twisted, who shot sparks off her bra in here. So it's a long story, and also our former producer Morgan, and we all had fun fries.
Oh, we did have fun fries.
I had
and a
Chili's
good
cheese
time.
fries. You had Morgan had buffalo fries.
Those were
This is all being
good.
vegan. Now you hear about the big chicken sandwich controversy. Popeyes, Chick-fil-A, everybody's talking about it. Vegan chicken sandwiches at Doomy's are great.
Yeah, sorry, Popeyes.
The chicken parmesan. They have vegan chicken parmesan. Terrific. They have shrimp po' boys. Vegan. If I put it in front of you, you ate it, you'd be like, that's great. I'm like, it's vegan. You'd be like, no way.
Their carrot
That's
cake.
awesome.
Ooh, their carrot cake is so good.
Deep fried Oreos, yes.
And I must mention, Doomy's in Culver City is now Saturday and Sundays serving brunch.
Yes, I saw the brunch menu, and
wow.
it's really it's so good. People want it in Hollywood. Go to 1253 Vine Street in Hollywood, or go to Culver City, or go to Toronto, Canada.
Or City Terrace.
City Terrace.
And don't forget about Next Mex.
Yes, they have a Mexican restaurant as well.
Yeah.
I get her talking about
Ooh.
vegan food. She won't stop. Anyway, so
Like better than Bobby
that's Harley
Wallen.
Wallen. Now you have an interest. Now they call you the Swede.
Yes.
Was that now? This guy. What do you hear about this guy? Now you were born in Sweden.
Yes.
Okay.
What part?
I was born in Älvsjö, which is close to Malmö, which is at the southern tip, bridge across from Copenhagen, one of my favorite cities.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
You
Just-
should
I would love
try
to visit
it. Copenhagen is
Copenhagen.
awesome,
She's
incredible.
She's such a heavy metal fan. It's
I am.
And
yeah.
she's,
She loves the-
she's, and she's
all of the-
Swedish, and we'd like to
I
party in
am.
Denmark.
I'll
Swedes,
bet.
right?
Right, everybody says,
Why not?
what's your death metal name? I was like, I was born into one. It's Hannah Bach.
Exactly. Exactly. And at 5 years old, you started studying judo. Is that right?
I started, 7, but yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. I
Started
don't
with
have it
judo.
all.
Close enough, yeah.
But you were a little kid. You started in judo. Now you're a 5th degree black belt in judo
Yes.
and a black belt in jiu-jitsu and
Taekwondo.
Taekwondo. Yes.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
That's
thank you.
quite of achievement. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's been it's one of them things that after I started doing martial arts, it's become a part of my life and,
Yeah.
and still is today. So
And here's the sidebar now. You know Vida's in the Martial Arts Hall of Fame too.
I do. I know that. Yes.
Vida is the first Iranian
Yes, but
person
I'm no Harley
to
Wallen.
be in Martial Arts Hall of Fame. Now, did you meet
awesome.
Harley Wallen in a dojo? Were you guys sparring? What would happen there?
No, I always complain about my tendonitis in the dojo.
You said that, yeah.
And I have all these like pitiful looks that I have, and they're like, "Oh, well, you've pain," but the guy is kind of hard on me, so I go to this place in Van Nuys, nothing fancy.
Okay. All right, so you didn't.
He's like the upper echelon.
Yes.
I go to KMA. He's like the upper echelon. I don't think KMA is even in his vocabulary.
Right. What's KMA?
It's a martial arts place it's a kickboxing place on Van Nuys near the Ralphs at Burbank.
Oh, okay.
Like, I'm not giving them free advertising.
Well, you
Sorry.
just did.
I didn't mean to.
You just. Well, anyway.
We should hook you.
Boy,
up
I'm glad
a
I
little
sidebarred.
bit.
That totally screeched everything to a halt.
I'm sorry.
Anyway, so Harley, now you actually professionally fought in MMA and were undefeated.
Yes.
Ooh, that's awesome.
But
Big
no,
MMA
I've
fan.
never heard of this. Like, except for Khabib, or what's the guy behind? I've never heard anybody be undefeated.
I was really lucky when I started doing martial arts because I already practiced multiple martial arts. When they started this, it was a lot of kickboxer against wrestler and those type of things. So I was lucky. I was already a mixed martial artist before that was the thing.
Okay.
So that's why I did so good. I only had one fight in the modern era of your opponent being a fully rounded martial artist as well. So
these are like the Hoyts Gracie days, or even before?
Yes, before that even. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
It was called Bushido, and then they called it No Holds Bar.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I used to. I remember. Yeah, my dad used to. We used to watch that stuff like before UFC, like the Brazilian, like the stuff.
I've trained with Hoyce fairly extensively. He's a
Interesting.
fantastic jiu-jitsu practitioner, and I helped him prepare just a touch for his fight with Yoshida back in the day.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
And that's before they put all the rules in, like no hair pulling and.
We had rules, but very, very minimal.
Right.
Some of the things back then that you could do. The reason why there were not a ton of wrestlers, you could elbow to the spine when they shoot,
God.
Yeah.
and back of the head and all that stuff. And most wrestlers were like, no.
Yeah.
Well, not only that, I remember seeing. I think it was one of the first UFCs where this guy got hit in the balls like 20 times.
Yeah, you watch some of the really, really old fights, you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
I mean, kudos to the guy. He never gave up. And after 18 hit the balls, he's like, "Yeah, I don't think so."
Yeah.
So,
it's crazy.
so I mean, but then you still commentate. You still do some UFC commentating.
I do. Yeah. I work on UFC Fight Pass for it's WXC. It's been around for a long time. It was the best show in Michigan, then it was one of the best shows in the Midwest, and now it's on a bigger scale, taking a lot of fighters from all over the place. We had a couple of people in from Russian area. It was fantastic, but it's on the last Wednesday of every month. It's on UFC Fight Pass.
That's great. And so how does this guy come from being beating everybody up to becoming the artist that he is today? You ask.
You know what? Because UFC and fighting and martial arts, that's an art too.
It is,
So
absolutely.
you're just well-rounded.
Well, you have no idea, because not only that, the man was a breakdancer.
You have perseverance.
It's sweet.
I would like to see some videos of breakdancing.
It's really funny.
You're going to see some. He's getting.
There are some out there, yes.
Did you do the
But-
MC Hammer
on
pants?
YouTube?
No, I did not do that.
It's on YouTube?
Yeah, I'm sure there's
guess
stuff
you
you
have to
can
really
find. I
dig.
don't know if I should tell anybody, but it will be. I do have a breakdance performance in the sequel to Bennett's song.
Really?
The one that's coming out this
telling me,
Christmas time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. We'll look,
So
we'll look out for
we
that.
got a holiday season. So
Yeah.
he breaks out the cardboard. I don't know what's going to happen. I can't wait to see that. But so you breakdance, and then you got on a Swedish show. So because you ended up in Michigan, so I thought you were hanging out with like Kid Rock and all the there's a whole hip hop scene. But I guess
We do
in Sweden
have
there was a hip hop scene.
fantastic scene. Yeah, absolutely. Back in the day, Quincy Jones Jr. Is from Stockholm. He was a part of our breaking and everything.
Really?
Yeah, fantastic scene for hip hop. It's really funny because it's so white, and then you watch it on TV and this underground thing coming from here, and this is back in 80s, 90s, whatever, and it was really interesting.
Before your
to
wife
see
was
that.
born.
Yeah, right.
Oh my God. We're all ageless, right?
No. But screw that.
No. You go ahead. No,
Yeah.
So back in the day, and you ended up on the show, which I can't pronounce the name.
Yeah, it's called Solstolarna. It's a cult hit, and it's like a cabaret show.
That's probably that's what's probably on YouTube. So it's
Sounds
kind of like
delightful.
a Sábado Gigante for Sweden.
Yeah, it's like
Sábado
Osmond cabaret style.
Wow.
Each episode we had some big star come in and put on a show. We had what was her name? We had Mandy Moore. We had
Oh,
Right.
Mandy Moore.
wow.
No.
Jessica Simpson?
I don't. We had Samantha Fox. That was
Samantha Fox.
That
Oh,
was
yeah.
the biggest Fox back in the day.
Wow,
and
that's
she had a hit song too.
I
So that was a while ago.
remember. I'm old, so yeah. I want to have some fun.
Yeah, you remember the song. I love it.
I remember. Yes,
Yeah.
I've seen that video on YouTube. I'll probably watch it tonight. Anyway, so
Yeah.
But so how do you go from Sweden to Michigan?
So I had a filmmaker, Charles Inumo in Michigan, did artsy black and white films. So he wanted me to take roles in his films. I had a really good place in Toronto, silver screen talent that was getting me work there, and I had a good agent in Chicago as well. So great first stop.
Yeah, absolutely. And well, especially, and you can hand the mic over because that's where I believe where you met this young lady, right?
Yes.
Now this is a few years down the road, I'm assuming. Samantha
Quite a
Fox
few
was not
years.
on the radio at the time, but Mandy Moore was. No, but no,
That's funny.
Katie, yeah, that's kind of what I do. Katie, let me ask you something. Did I read right that your sister is an Emmy award-winning director?
She is an Emmy award-winning producer.
Producer, okay. So, but you didn't want to get in show business initially,
You,
or maybe you did. Maybe you're a ham. I
I
don't know.
enjoyed it, but I didn't. I just never thought that
I
this
think
would be
she
what I
was
was going to
too
do.
young.
I
when her
was too
sister-
young.
Okay.
I was
Yeah.
too young.
You don't want to be a child star, and
No, I liked it. I just didn't know that was something that I could even pursue.
okay.
She wanted to play hockey.
I was.
Oh, are you a hockey player? Okay, so you're a jock too.
Wow. Yeah,
Yeah, in Michigan. Mm-hmm. So like with the boys or with the girls?
with the boys actually. I
Wow.
played on
Good
an
for
all boys
you.
league. I know it was at the time it was not quite as common for girls to play. There was only a couple of girls in the league, and one was she was a goalie.
Okay.
I was a forward, and I did defense as well.
Right.
But I was a very aggressive. I had to prove myself.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So you were a tomboy.
big time.
Yeah.
Big time.
And where in Michigan is this?
Romeo, Washington Township area. It's about 45 minutes north of Detroit.
Okay. I'm not. I've been through Michigan. I drove very fast, but it was. No, I'm kidding. No, it was a. But so how do you meet this guy? This is I've been studying up on both of you. There's nowhere where I've met. Like, how did you guys meet?
Okay. Well, I was in college. I was working at some bars in between, and
By the way, I love the Midwestern accent.
Okay.
I love when beautiful women say college. I love that.
college.
I was in college.
in college. So at the time, I was working at the place called the Emerald Ballroom in Mount Clemens,
Okay.
the Emerald Theater. It's
Okay.
a pretty popular spot for most entertainers too, which is kind of funny. But
What were you acting then, or what were you doing?
at
Singing?
the time, no, I was modeling. I was
Okay.
doing modeling at the time, and
Okay.
he was in an event which he just so happened to be modeling in. And I was.
You were
bartending.
modeling?
He was modeling.
Oh, wow, okay.
he was
Hilarious.
modeling.
Wow, yeah.
it was
I mean, no
It
offense,
was a
but
charity event. Okay.
Yeah.
it was a charity event.
yeah.
So yeah.
You're kind of a no offense, but you're not you're a big alpha male kind of guy. You're not
Yeah.
like you're not like a Zoolander type.
No. Yeah. Here's the thing, though. When you retire from fighting, especially professionally, when you train the way you do,
Yeah.
and I've been doing that since I was 7 years old. I mean, I started winning big tournaments when I was 12 already. So to train and being on an elite national team level
against
for that long,
against grown men or
you
against other
burn-
12-year-olds?
You get really great appetite, and then you live your whole life like that, and then suddenly your activity level goes down because you don't have an opponent trying to kill you across the
Right.
cage, but you keep eating the same way. So
Right.
I was a little bit
Hey.
slimmer back
Please.
then,
Oh, okay, all right.
but not as cool.
No. Were you fighting grown men when you were 12?
No, that was on the junior national
Okay.
team. I got in the adult category at 16 though, which is fairly new.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. So he did look like a model. I'm sorry. He was. No, but I mean, it just.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not saying because the nose, you can tell you've taken a
Oh,
couple
yeah.
punches and that type of thing. Like I said, you're not the metrosexual Zoolander type.
No.
But did you have the poses? Did you have that all down or?
Oh, I should.
Yeah, I guess I see your point. I don't see him wearing nail polish. You know?
I wear nail polish. But go ahead, Katie. So he's a modeling at the event.
Yeah.
You're
and-
both modeling.
Yeah,
No.
I wasn't though. I was
Oh, okay.
working, and I actually, it's funny because I was offered to, but I'm like, I'd rather make the money. It was
Yeah.
a good night. It was a really good night. So anyways, all right. When you bartend, you're dealing with a whole different type of people.
We know.
Okay.
Yeah, you are.
And at the time, I had already been doing it for a few years, and I hate to say I was like the sarcastic asshole, but I was the one that like kind of put people in their place.
Right.
And he didn't come across like all the other guys do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he was a real gentleman, and it was attractive.
Yeah.
And we've been inseparable ever since.
Oh, look at this! Look at this! Look at
I
that!
used to be
I
a
was in
bartender. I know
decent
exactly
shape.
what you mean.
No,
Actually,
no,
had a
yeah,
bat
yeah,
behind the bar.
yeah. That's
Oh
yeah.
my
No, okay,
gosh,
yeah. No,
yeah.
I know you're in good shape. Yeah, look at that. Now that's a model right there. No,
Not Zoolander, but still.
yeah, no. So you were expecting a little attitude from him, and he just was a sweet man.
Yeah. You know what's really funny? Because there was a really busy line.
Yeah.
All right. And he just seemed to own it and just walk right up to the front and just start talking to me. And I'm the person like, who the fuck do you think you are? But he was such a nice guy that I'm like, oh, yeah, sure. And then, he gets back at the end and there's girls all like, we've been waiting here forever. And here you go and you're up in the front.
Yeah.
And he ended up buying their drinks for them.
Oh, that
Because
was
he got
nice.
well, because he got to the front. He got to go up front real fast.
Yeah.
It was funny.
Well, I think what she responded to.
We were. Then I did my thing, and then after that, I went back and sat at the bar, and we talked for most of the night.
Oh, what a great story.
Oh, that is.
See, well, I think what she responded to you, and this is the vibe I get from you, and I'm actually envious of it, is nice but alpha.
Yes.
See, I got the nice,
interesting.
but you got the don't fuck with me. I own this place.
And he's
That I don't
I've
have.
heard that from that guy.
But I think like a humble alpha.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Oh
saying.
yeah,
And
I
he-
would not. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
He's
way
not
more
a-
Simba than Scar.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He does have like a swagger to him.
Yeah, that's
that
that's what I need to
shows his
develop is that
confidence.
swagger.
Yeah.
And it's funny because we're here talking about this.
Yeah.
He's in the
But
room.
I know, right? Well, it's just, he had this great energy, and
Yeah.
I was drawn to it, and it was because of.
I can see it in your face when you're talking about it now.
Yeah, it's so cute.
It's very sweet. I'm the world's biggest cynic, and it's lovely.
Okay, wait a second. Now we're going to talk about your side, your love life.
I feel you.
It's non-existent.
Well, no, this is not. Yeah. Anyway, this is Vida. Vida. And by the way, I got to ask you, since you were the writer director, they had the Q&A after the movie, which I really liked, and we're going to talk a lot about the movie. I wanted to get some background, but
Yeah,
and also the other movies that you're doing, because you got like 4 movies out this year. I can't believe it.
that's
Wow.
crazy.
But the Q&A, about half the questions were, "Oh, I've got a question for Vida."
Yeah,
I don't think so.
How? Yes, am I wrong?
Couple.
there were some Vida questions.
Yeah,
for
there was
sure.
a lot of Vida questions, and your role now, Vida. You've been on the show before, and
Yes.
you've been in a lot of movies, and you're in how many movies this year?
that many.
4 or 5.
Well, I know. Remember, Donna Heisig was here.
Donna Lee Heising.
Donna Lee Heising, who had the what was it,
Robo Woman. Yes.
Robo Woman. She was in Robo Woman.
Wow.
She's in Los Angeles Shark Attack. You're in
Nice.
Eternal
Do
Code.
research.
Oh no, trust me.
Fun.
I research you on a weekly basis, just hoping to run into you.
Ooh.
But
Oh, wow.
no, but let me tell you about Vida now. One of the questions was about your father, who just turned 106.
My dad died.
But you posted a picture when he was in his hundreds, though, right?
Yeah, he made it to 106.
Yeah.
I
Okay,
had
I'm
older
so
father.
see. I'm so sorry. I
It's
thought
okay.
I didn't read the caption of the picture. I'm sorry. I was
Oh,
like,
no worries.
oh, he's still around.
Sometimes it's hard for me to use the past tense.
right.
You know.
But Vita's father was a very famous scientist that somebody pointed out last night because you play a scientist in the movie.
Yes, it was my first scientist role. Thank you so much for that. And then it led to more scientists. So
Yeah.
it's been a
It's-
wonderful experience.
So now you're typecast as a scientist.
It's wonderful because I
Not
can
a
eat whatever I want. You know, I'm
Oh,
wearing a
s-
trench coat. So
Not
it's
the dress you were wearing last night.
You know, I wasn't supposed to wear that. I was supposed to wear something else. I was supposed to wear like a tent because it's so warm.
Yeah.
But anyway, enough about my dress. It was just a wonderful experience
No.
working with these fine people.
No, I understand now. And well, I guess we better talk about the movie.
I would love to hear about the movie.
Okay,
Yeah.
the movie Eternal Code. Now, I'm going to talk about Vita's role, and then we're going to get to the whole movie. But these probably the you work with Richard Tyson.
Yes.
Now, Richard Tyson, you may know from probably his most famous role was Kindergarten Cop. He was the villain in Kindergarten Cop.
I was just talking about that the other day, how
Yeah.
I used to drive my mother nuts because my first crush was Arnold. And
Oh,
I watched
right.
Kindergarten
Oh,
Cop
wow.
over and over, Terminator, Twins, and yeah. I
Okay,
was just talking about that
the guy who
yesterday.
played the villain in
And
Kindergarten
he was
Cop.
hot, the dad with the long hair.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a crush on
That's
him.
that's
too.
Richard. That's Richard Tyson. He was also in a movie I remember back in the day with him and Sherilyn Fenn, but that's a
Yeah.
whole other.
Yeah, that's a whole other movie.
That's all. So that. Well, you're familiar with that movie because that's. So I was going to ask. Now you got to
I
kiss.
saw that movie when I was young. I don't know what my family was thinking.
Now,
They let me see that movie.
did you have a crush on Richard Tyson when you were
I did,
younger?
but I like Richard Tyson, Buddy Revell Richard Tyson.
Buddy
In
Revell
3
is.
O'Clock High.
Oh yeah.
You know, he was the bully. He had like a charm to him. You guys
Yeah,
are talking
yeah.
about swagger. My
Yeah.
favorite scene in that movie was the bookcase scene
Right.
when he's throwing the guy against the bookcase.
It's been so long since I've seen that movie,
The
but
whole-
I
all
remember
the
that was a great
bookcases
movie.
in the library fall down.
That was actually a really well directed movie. If
Yeah,
I
it was a
recall.
wonderful movie.
But anyway, going from one wonderful movie to another, Eternal Code. They're supposed
Yes,
to right
Eternal
there.
Code.
Okay, so you got to get romantic with Richard Tyson in
Yes,
this movie.
he's a lovely man.
You got to kiss Richard Tyson.
Yes,
in
I
this movie.
did.
How was that?
It was nice. I mean, he's
How much did you rehearse that kissing?
I think I was just worried about not smudging my makeup because it was. I don't know.
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
June, it's very humid.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
But
So-
I will say that he's a very classy gentleman. In between takes, and I said this yesterday, he was reciting Shakespearean sonnets. He's a classically trained actor. He has an Ivy League MFA. He went to Columbia, and
Right.
I think he was telling us during the breaks that he was going to be Atticus Finch. So that's he's
To Kill a Mockingbird.
Yeah, To Kill a Mockingbird.
But he was a
So-
Band of Brothers. He's been in. He's a terrific. He's a terrific actor.
On stage, he was going to play Atticus. So
Yeah.
I thought that was astounding.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. So, I mean, schoolgirl crush. You finally, you're,
Yeah,
you're,
it was
you're living your
interesting.
living your dreams.
That's
I
amazing.
guess I am living my dream.
You got to step into your father's shoes and
Yes, I got to say-
and kiss Richard Tyson.
That's true. I never thought of it that way.
Not as her
See,
father.
I have a way of
Maybe.
unspooling your life
Yeah.
and making sense of it.
Yeah.
But I mean, you also do radio shows. You host. So how did the Robo? How did that come out? Robo Woman.
Robo Woman came out great.
Yeah.
It was a really good female empowerment movie.
Yes.
And, I think that's very important. And I hate to bring up the term, but we're in the post-Me Too era.
Right.
And what I really liked about this film is, as good or bad or whatever my character was, it was all about, the women in your scripts are very empowered. And it's really a lovely thing to see.
I don't want to give it away, but she's definitely empowered.
Yeah, totally.
Except
totally.
it's out at the end because I don't want to give it all away. But
With no spoiler.
let's say your character.
You can do spoiler alert and then say it. I think.
Well, no. Well, I'm not going to spoil it, but let's put it this way: your character changes appearance
Yes.
at the end,
Yes.
Yeah.
which I didn't think was necessary.
Why not?
Because you're beautiful as you.
Oh my God, I was
You
so
don't understand though.
excited.
That is not the point.
Yeah, that's not the point.
I
That
understand.
is yeah.
But it wasn't explained.
The thing is, they don't change because they have to necessarily.
Right.
They change because they can.
Yeah. No. Well,
Sneaky.
but in his case, he changed because of a medical issue, and she just changed.
No, she changed so that they could essentially run away with all the money and do this crime and get away with it. Because now they come back in at work and they don't even know who these people are.
Right. So this is now, from what I understand, you got the idea because there's some of the research that's going on now.
Yeah.
Basically, it's a complete transplant. You're putting somebody's brain into somebody else's body.
Ooh, I love
So
that.
in the film, which is based on a true thing happening right now, there's an Italian doctor that has this idea that he can take a brain dead person and a paraplegic where the body is crumbling and switch and put the good head on the good body. And they firmly believe that this is going to work. They think because they have done tests on deceased primates where they have induced a post-mortem medical coma and essentially putting them in a hibernation mode where they can later wake them up. They think this is going to work. And this is the Holy Grail concept, which I think is so fascinating because and I love the tag. I didn't even come up with it, but Would You Kill to Live Forever is so good because I think when you first think about it, it sounds so appealing until probably everybody around you that you care about and love die, or maybe because you don't have to get up tomorrow because it doesn't matter anymore because there's going to be another tomorrow after another tomorrow, so you can do it tomorrow.
You know, I've always actually kind of fantasized about that concept, getting a different body, because I am sick. So I wish science would actually, make that happen.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful concept. Yeah.
But
and the dangers of it.
Yeah, they weren't they trying that in another country though? They were gonna.
Yeah.
Did you read that?
This,
Yeah.
I mean, that was
The
the whole
basis?
basis of this
Yeah.
film.
Okay.
And then, what can happen when we play God kind of takes place in the film because, you develop something really great, like maybe a nuclear power, but you also make the atom bomb.
Right.
So I think that's the double-edged sword of a lot of the things we do.
Right.
And I love making films about moral dilemmas.
Yes,
because
and the socioeconomic thing was really compelling, especially these days.
Yeah.
Right.
So that was really
They're doing some crazy things. I actually read an article where Japan actually okayed scientists in a laboratory to kind of like make a human animal kind of like hybrid in a laboratory, and I'm like, that's not going to be a good idea, but it'd be a great movie.
Yes.
Kind of like Species almost.
Yeah.
But Eternal Code, now the movie was a lot different than I had expected. I saw the poster, and I was expecting like a kind of a Matrix-y sci-fi thing, and it's more of an action thriller.
Yeah, it's definitely an action thriller, and it has a touch of sci-fi. But the reason we did not list sci-fi on IMDb was just that, because I think that you can easily get that feeling from the chromosome part.
Yeah.
It's a part of the story, but the story that we focus on is the intrahuman relationships.
Yeah.
It's like 4 movies in one. It's you got the human elements, the compassionate elements, and you got the action, you got the thriller, you got the kidnapping. It's like 4 movies in one.
Yeah.
Because it starts out, and I'm like, well, wait a second, where's the gene splicing? And you follow a homeless guy, and the lead actor, what's the guy's name?
Damien Chinapi.
Because I talked to him afterwards, and I said,
really good actor.
He's a really good actor. He reminded me a lot of Colin Farrell, and I don't know if
Colin Farrell.
Yeah, he can do the accent too.
But he looks like
does.
He's the guy. He's the guy on the left there, right? That.
I can.
Yeah,
see
he
that.
looks a lot like Colin Farrell.
Yeah.
He's a good
Good-looking
actor.
guy.
Yeah, so he starts with him as a homeless guy.
Yeah.
And then he meets this lovely young lady, and then sparks fly. And yes, if you ever wondered what a prostitute does during the day, apparently they romance homeless people.
Oh, great.
With coffee.
With coffee.
Yes, coffee. Lots of coffee.
He comes over.
Lots of coffee.
Yeah, he wants some coffee, and and he's like, sure. And then there's a whole family that works with Richard Tyson. He's trying to get him to okay the evil plan, and then just he apparently he's got a lot more money than I thought because he hires you to kidnap people, Harley. So Harley acts in it as well.
Yeah,
as a mercenary.
Yeah, that was a really fun role, actually. He's quite the douchebag.
Yeah.
And those are fun to play.
You play the
Sorry.
douchebag,
Yeah.
So do you think it was a douchebag? I don't know.
I think he's an asshole, probably.
Because I thought your henchman is Scout Taylor-Compton, who was in Halloween, Rob
she's
Zombie's
so
Halloween,
good.
and a Mexican guy named Carter, which I thought was weird.
Yeah.
It's like, hey Carter, and he's like, hey Holmes, and he's talking in Spanish. I'm like, what's going on, Carter?
Yeah.
How did that happen?
Actually, know of a Carter who's Hispanic.
Is that what it was? Okay.
I think subconsciously somehow that's it was a word association for me. Yeah.
Or maybe that's like a fake CIA name that he had. That's what I thought.
Well, he's definitely
Because he was a CIA person.
Yeah.
Like maybe it was like one of his aliases and it just stuck. That's what I thought. I don't know. I try to think like you, but it's hard.
But anyway,
Hurts my head.
things happen. So you got a heartwarming drama about a homeless guy who's a suicidal that redeems himself, a prostitute that gets in a nice romance. You get
teenage girl,
teenage
who has
coming
no
of
one to
age
turn
story.
to. Yeah.
So
I wanted that's something that I pay close attention to is finding villains and characters that you maybe break the stereotypes. So a female CEO that runs this company taking the big strong stance. By the way, the reason why I write those roles is because my role model in life and my hero is my mom. Okay, so
everybody,
her and then my sister were the two most powerful women in my life, and then my grandma and Katie and Katie's family is like amazing.
Right.
So I love writing strong, powerful women roles because there are so many strong, powerful women, and they don't get the screen time. But because I think as soon as we start mixing a little bit of action into it, it becomes a male-dominant audience, and we forget about them, and they can do a lot of stuff that we can do and a lot more.
Right. But but some of the best stuff in the movie is when you're telling the you and the main actor are drawing at each other. And you're gonna get it later, and
I love that little back and forth between us, and I said this yesterday at the Q&A. Me and Damien worked together on Batman Nightmare,
right?
And if anybody want to check that out, it's really, really cool. But I play the Penguin, and he plays Batman in this, and this is a series
it's a
of
fan
films.
It's a fan film movie, and it's blown up.
Yeah, Jordan Foss, who's the writer, producer, director. This is a passion type of project. He just loves this stuff, and I love how he gets creative and still true to the comic and everything else. And he was at the premiere also yesterday.
Right, yeah.
Awesome guy.
Now, how do you do 4 movies in a year? That's what I want to know.
We make 3.
Yeah.
This year just happens to be 4 coming out.
But I mean, the main studios, they do one when Spielberg or Clint Eastwood does 2 movies a year. You're like, oh my God, how do you do that?
Yeah.
But I had Dustin Ferguson, your friend that directed you a lot. He does like 10 movies a year. You do like 4 movies a year. How did you guys do that?
I think I spend at first. I have a great team.
Right.
Without the team, I don't think that we could move at this pace because, I definitely have between Katie and Annette and Nancy and even Nick, we have so many people that have been really helping us move the needle. So that's huge. But I love working. I am not a meeting guy. I do the meetings and this as much as you have to, and that's about it. But I love working. I love creating. I love that part.
Right.
The grind is my favorite part. So if you don't care all that much about the other side of things, and you can focus on the journey, which is the coolest part anyways.
Right. And your wife helps with the casting. That's what I hear.
Yeah, she's amazing at it, and that's a huge grind.
Right. It's that. Did you cast Vida? Is that what happened, or how'd that go?
As for Vida, we actually we have a process in how we do things. There's 3 things that we really look at, and it's fit, screen presence, and truth.
Okay.
And with what we were seeing for this character, I mean, it just worked.
Yeah.
you know. So we were really excited to cast Vida. It was exciting.
I was
yeah.
very excited to be with this.
Yes.
You guys are a really well-oiled machine.
Thank you.
Really well-oiled machine, and it's it's a testament to your hard work, and both of you are very driven people.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we
never take a break, even when you're here.
I don't like
thinking,
breaks.
always thinking.
I know.
Always thinking.
You don't take breaks, but you got 2 little kids at home.
Yes.
And one named Hannah, and how does Hannah get in the pile? She wants to be in a horror movie. How does she get cast in one of your movies?
I would have to see reels and all that stuff.
Oh, sure.
That's
Okay.
stuff.
We'll make you real. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But-
I moved out here to be in horror films, and I'm just too insecure physically about my appearance. But I've always
As beautiful as she is, I know.
That makes no
God.
sense.
You look fabulous.
I've always wanted to play the polar opposite of who I am because I'm so sweet and nice. I want to play like a psychopath, and I think it'd be fun. And I used to write scripts to get rid of my mom's boyfriends when I was little, and it would work.
That
It
is
would work?
awesome.
Sounds like voodoo
yeah.
or something.
Wait a second. Hey, this is hey, we got to collaborate on this.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
Some of these
writing
ideas.
Too
scripts.
bad you can't do that for lottery tickets or something.
I know.
Now, how much fun is it to play a villain?
It's a different experience.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's a.
But I could see it in your eyes. You enjoy it. Look at that.
I
Yeah.
did enjoy it. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a lot to be said for being nice.
Because you're usually you're like the little nice sidekick,
Yeah.
and even when first off, you got out of the typecasting.
Yes.
Because first,
Thankfully.
when she was first here, she was telling us because she's been in the Mindy Project, Mind of Mencia, and other things, and usually have a hijab on or
Yeah.
something.
Once I had a burqa on Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah,
It was a very hot day.
which is weird because and Harley and Katie will back me up. I would think you would have an advantage because you have you could play any ethnicity.
I think it's called ethnically ambiguous.
You
but
are
I
ethnically
think
ambiguous.
when you get an agent, out here they want to make it easy for themselves.
Right.
So whatever your skill set are, and if it's an unusual skill set, then that's the one that they're gonna,
Right.
push you for.
Because you could play a Chola, you could play a Jewish woman, you could play. I would think you could play anything.
That's true.
But you started getting like all the
Because
burqa roles.
Because the agents and managers I had initially, that's what they would send me out on because it was easier for them.
Right. So now they're sending you out on everything.
Exactly, and I think now we're in an era of self-tape, and I have a great team now and a wonderful manager right here, Joe Williamson.
Joe.
There he is, right
He's
there,
a
Joe.
superstar.
Anti-stereotype.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So so now you're getting eaten by sharks.
Yes.
You're kissing Richard Tyson. You're doing all sorts of things.
I guess so. What does the future hold? Who knows?
Now you guys have been your company, which the name escapes me, and I'm sorry. I'll try to look on it.
Painted Creek Productions.
Yeah, Painted Creek Productions.
Yeah.
Been going for 3 years now.
Yep.
And you've just seen the steady. First it was just the company, just you guys and your friends, and now you've got Scout Taylor-Compton. You've got Richard Tyson, Billy Wirth, who was in The Lost Boys, was terrific.
Yeah.
And he's been on a couple of your movies, but
Yep.
also you got an upcoming movie with Tom Sizemore.
Yes.
Ooh, this is
Love Tom
exciting one.
Sizemore.
Tom is
Amazing.
so talented. It's almost ridiculous how talented he is.
Yeah.
Agreed. Yeah.
But
Just unbelievable.
you understand his other reputation.
Oh.
No, not that. No, what I'm saying is he seems self-destructive. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I saw him on Celebrity Rehab. He was just with the wrong person.
Yeah.
Did you see any of that?
No, I will be honest with you. Working with Tom was fantastic. The guy works hard. Tom is actually super intelligent. Here's the thing that you get. I think we got to remember. I was not a brilliant man when I was 20 years old.
Right.
He goes from Michigan, going to college in Michigan, to coming down here to getting huge roles, all kinds
That's
of
a
money,
very good
and
point.
all women want him, and all men want to be him. And come on,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
let's be honest here. That's not easy. That's got to be incredibly difficult
Sure.
to do. I bet you I would have made a ton of bad calls.
Sure.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's a great
So we can't
perspective.
just hang people.
Yeah.
No, I'm not hanging the guy. He's one of my favorite actors. I'm just saying.
And
really
good guy too.
Yeah. Okay. So nothing but the best with him. And I didn't know he's a
love
Michigan
Tom.
guy. Yeah.
Yes, he is.
I didn't know that
He went to
either.
Wayne State
Oh,
in Detroit.
nice.
Yeah.
Did that help get him cast, or did you guys like have a?
funny-
No, that
Oh.
with Tom, I would have this was that was our third film.
Right.
The biggest stars that we'd had before that were T.J. Storm and Dennis Haskins, and not speaking ill of them, because great
Dennis Haskins from
names.
Saved by the Bell. And,
and T.J. Storm from A Million Things. I actually love the Black Mamba movie he did, and I love him in Punisher Warzone.
Yeah.
Awesome. I know that he's super famous now for all the mocap,
Yes.
but he's a really good actor.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I wrote a script called Into a Dark Mind at the time, and I met with my friend who I co-directed Moving Parts with, Jerry, and he had read the script, and I'm getting feedback, and he goes, "That's a fantastic script. That's awesome, but who the hell are you going to get to play Max?"
Right.
And I was like, "What do you mean?" And he goes, "That anti-hero stuff is really difficult, because if people don't believe you, you're done." And I'm like, "Oh." And he goes, "Mickey Rourke or Tom Sizemore would be the only two people I could see play it."
Right.
And I was like, I actually know Mickey a little bit from back in his Miami days.
Right.
He's a cool guy.
Great actor.
Great actor. Good boxer.
Is he really? Because that's the other thing. Because you sparred with him?
No, but
you could tell.
He had a friend that him and his friend kind of co-did this thing, a bar with like a boxing ring and stuff.
Yeah.
So
So you saw him fight, and you could see that he knew how
box a
he
little
know
bit,
what he was doing.
Yeah, he put a hurting on somebody, but yes. But yeah, good heavy-handed boxer. But anyways, so I'm thinking to myself, like, how are you going to get a hold of either of these things? So somebody on my Facebook wished Tom a happy birthday or something like that, and I saw that, and I'm like, follow. I wonder, is this the real Tom Sizemore? Or what? So I send an email saying, "Hey, I have this script, blah blah blah," and his handler got back to me and said, "Hey, send us the script." And I was like, "Okay." So I send the script, and then a few days later, he's like, "I love it, I'm in." And I'm like, I didn't like.
You put it out in the universe when he said Mickey Rourke or Tom Sizemore.
Yeah.
I hate to be all hippie.
No, it's so true. And here's the craziest thing. We had to reschedule all kinds of shooting. That role was not meant for somebody for out of town, but that was the only role he wanted. We worked so hard to get his stuff in the few days that we had allotted that we could afford. But he's... Oh my God, so unbelievably
Dynamite,
good. Yeah, and he's amazing in the film. That film has won more awards than any of the other films that I've made.
Now, you're an actor yourself. And
Yeah.
you're a director. And I can see in your eyes, you're like, wow, this guy's such a great actor, and he is. But did he say, was there any time that he said a line wrong and you had to just step in and correct him?
Oh, yeah.
And how do you do that?
Yes, we're all humans. I'm not starstruck at all, so that doesn't faze me.
Tom, little faster, a little louder, just.
Well, I don't say that because that's terrible directing. But I do. Sometimes you have to step in because you forget who you are and who you're across from, or where in the story you are, because you don't shoot these things in order.
That's the thing,
so
especially with him.
You could have just been really, really mad at somebody, and next you're shooting a scene where you can't be mad at them anymore because this is earlier in the story where you don't know that you're mad at them.
Right.
And you have to remember.
And sometimes
sometimes
they're in that headspace, and got it.
And also, Tom loves to win, so he had some scenes where he had to take the step back, and he did so not so easily. I love that, actually.
Right.
So in a few takes, he actually won the outcome of the argument that he should have lost, but just to push, and that made his scene partner actually push back harder, and we got an amazing take because of that.
That's great.
Yeah,
That's
he's
great.
amazing.
Because you were saying, I read an interview with you. You're like, I was watching Heat, and it took like 20 takes to do the. Well, it's a great movie, but they were doing 20, 30 takes, and you're like, I don't have the time to do 20, 30 takes. So you got to get it in one or two takes. I'm sure with Tom Sizemore, if he's like, I want another take, you give it to him. But,
absolutely.
Vida, not so much, but.
Whatever.
No, but now, not the only big star. Your daughter had a scene with Tara Reid.
Yes.
Another great actress who but
Yeah.
talent undeniable.
Yeah.
Has had her issues too, but once again
Haven't
she was somebody that was a big star early, and that happens. And
She's
apparently
still a big star. Sharknado movies are about as everybody's seen them.
Yeah, no, I understand, but
Yeah.
I'm saying when she
Oh,
really
yeah.
got when she was a
She was a
teenager,
giant.
yes.
Yeah.
So, and that was your daughter Hannah,
Yes.
who we love already. But apparently Hannah, there's a line that she says to Tara Reid,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and this is in your family movie.
Yes.
Oh, I know.
Yes, it
Well,
is.
what's the movie called again? It's
called Bennett's Song.
Bennett's Song. So what did she say to Tara Reid?
Well, before I say this, I'm gonna say this too. Is that when we talk about how she has been a part of this movie, she will say the line.
Oh, still to this
Still
day.
to this
Oh
day.
my God, really?
Yes. So
What a
her
character.
line.
She had to practice it over and
Yeah,
over again.
yeah,
And she's still
And she
practicing.
actually very fascinated with acting.
She.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
she-
created a
Well,
monster.
your
She's really
daughter.
excited and she
Yeah.
wants to be a part of something else. So
Yeah.
her line is what's a vagina, mama? So
So you're walking around the house, and your daughter keeps asking you what a vagina is. Have you told her?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay.
She knows what a vagina is.
Oh, I'm
and
glad.
and,
That's good.
And you know
And
what?
that-
She
and
does
anatomy is
not want to
important.
get married, and she does not want to have kids.
Well, she hasn't met Tom Sizemore yet.
Oh,
But
I'm the
kidding,
same
I'm
way.
kidding.
I'm the same
Did you
way.
see
That's
that?
a
I
Hannah
wish I had
for
that on
you.
camera. I wish I had that on camera. That look on your face when I said that. I'm just kidding. I'm just
Going
kidding.
back to kindergarten cop and that little kid stood up.
Richard,
Yeah.
There's a Richard Tyson thing. But anyway, but you've also worked with John Savage,
Yep.
who was from The Deer Hunter. You were very excited when I mentioned his name.
Yeah.
Oh, he's fantastic.
He's a
Great.
phenomenal person, phenomenal actor, but a really good person.
Yeah.
He's an activist too.
Yes.
Yeah. It's a Deer Hunter, Do the Right Thing, all sorts of movies.
Yeah.
And, I mean, you just get
Hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he should have been Oscar nominated for Hair, and I think he should have been Oscar nominated for
Deer Hunter.
Deer
Deer
Hunter.
Hunter.
is a great
I know that
Deer-
back then
yeah.
they didn't like giving two supporting,
nominees.
and
Yeah,
they gave it to Walker.
Right.
Walken. So
Right.
Who was great, but
but
they were
they
both
should.
great.
They
Yeah.
both were great.
Yeah,
They both should
that
have
was
had
an
it.
Well, De
incredible
Niro should have won an Oscar for that too.
They all should have.
Didn't he?
Oh,
I
yeah.
thought he did.
Oscars.
Not for that. He won for Raging Bull.
Oh, he
Yeah.
got nominated.
Which I think
but he
I-
got nominated at least.
I think he was nominated. I think he was better in Deer Hunter than he was in Raging Bull, to be honest with you.
I would agree with that. I
Yeah.
think that is one of my top 10 movies of all time.
That's amazing. But
Yeah.
if this begs the question, if I give you $20 million to
Oh my God.
make a movie,
I would love $20 million.
yeah, look at my shirt. Do I look like I have $20 million? Listen, I'm drinking 7-Eleven.
I know you
Put
could
that
buy
in
the
the
winning
universe.
ticket. She could put it out in the universe. with
Yeah.
what she did
Okay,
with the
well, I'm putting it out in the
ex-boyfriend.
universe. It's $20 million, okay?
Yes.
All right.
Bitcoin investments.
Yeah.
2010. Sorry.
Right. See,
Y'all missed out.
Vita's always scheming here.
Sorry.
But $20 million.
Yeah.
Scheme.
What story do you have, and who do you cast?
Oh my God. I have a script. When I wrote the first, second, third draft, and it's called The Peculiar Mind of Peter Strauss, and I'm hopefully making it next. But it's an incredible journey and a wild trip. But that's definitely the film I'm making, because I have a friend of mine now who is rewriting my scripts.
Right.
And as talented as people may think I am, Brett is amazing, and he took my best script that I have ever written, and he made it the best script I have ever read.
Now, I heard about this. I saw this on your IMDb.
Yeah.
Isn't Peter Strauss an actor?
You know what? I think I knew.
Isn't there an
that.
actor named
I
Peter
think I
Strauss?
knew. I think I knew that subconsciously. That's
Yeah.
a little bit before my TV days, and
Yeah.
when I was back in Sweden. But I think I knew that somehow. So the name rang really well, so I never changed it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I knew that somewhere in the back of my head.
Yeah, so that might be confusing to some people. Well, I guess
I
Let's
don't think
Google
so. I
it,
think
shall
most.
we?
no. You know what? No, you know
Most
what? I'm
people are
looking
past-
at okay, she has no idea who Peter Strauss is. So
I have no
there you
idea.
go.
That's what
who
I'm
Peter
saying. So
Strauss is, but the
anybody
name
under
is-
Anybody
Under
under 40 is
40,
not
We're
yeah.
all
gonna-
won't know.
ageless.
Yes. I'm sorry. I was
Ageless
going to say
darling.
anybody under 40, Vida.
We're ageless.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, where does the time go? My goodness, it's
I don't know.
But
Some of us are on the darker side of 30s, 40s, 50s.
oh,
60s,
stop it!
Because of eternal code, we're
You're
ageless.
so You're eternal. You're beautiful.
Oh,
you're
thank you.
you're racially ambiguous.
Yes, but I'm a buxom blonde lady. I don't, without giving too much away. In
Well,
one movie.
that's what I'm saying.
Eastern
I wouldn't have
European
traded you away.
goddess. Oh,
But,
that's my dream. You made my dream come true. So that's
Was
all I
that
ever
really-
wanted, to have an Eastern European accent and be a Vavoom blonde lady.
Really?
I don't want to give it away though.
No.
5'9" would be perfect.
No. But honestly, no. You're so beautiful. You're so talented.
Thank you.
Now,
I was born and raised in the D.C. area. Maryland is
I
a
understand.
very conservative place.
I understand. So, have you always wanted to be like a blonde, tall?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
I'm
yes.
with you. I wish I was 5'9".
Well, you seem like you'd be tall.
I'm 5'3".
By your bone structure, you've been
Yeah.
sitting.
Yeah.
But
I'm
you're
sitting.
blonde, though.
Yeah.
I diet.
Still, it works with you. What I do with my eyebrows is
you.
like 2 caterpillars.
Oh,
So
stop.
are mine. I used to have Matt Dillon eyebrows, but then I wanted to look like Marilyn Manson when I was young and shave them off.
Right.
And now I'm paying for
So,
it.
you made another dream of mine come true. So where is it? Where am I not a Svetlana lady?
Right. Anyway, but you're still doing your interviews in Farsi, and you're still a sex symbol in Iran and everything else.
I don't know if you can be much of a sex symbol in Iran, but I strive to be. So
Right. I think
women have to be covered.
I understand.
Yeah.
So, but that's the thing. You see, you're not so covered.
I'm not so covered.
Yeah. So when Eternal Code hits Iran, they're gonna go crazy.
Yes.
They're gonna drop
They
all.
love scientists.
Exactly.
They
They're gonna
love
see this.
Richard Tyson and all these
They're gonna
other
drop
fine
all this
actors.
bullshit. They're gonna start negotiating with and.
I hope
we're all
everything
before all
works
the
out.
time,
Yeah,
yes.
because of
They'll see-
Eternal Code.
They'll see Eternal
Yes.
Code. It's Eternal Code. So anyway,
You're funny.
Eternal Code. Now I saw the premiere. Now it comes out this week
Yeah.
on video on demand.
Yep.
It's gonna be on Amazon for purchase, iTunes, all those
All
places.
over. Yeah, we actually got approved. That's pretty cool. Second time now. All outlets with VOD all took it, so it's
that's
gonna
great.
be everywhere.
Now, are the DVDs going to be in Walmart and Target and everything else?
Probably. Right now, you can pre-order them at Walmart, Target, Amazon, Best Buy, Barnes and Noble, and a bunch of other places. Family Video, even you can pre-order.
Right, and and these movies now these must do well overseas too, right?
Yeah, they do. I mean,
That's where your
especially
main money's coming in, right?
Absolutely. Yes, probably still. We had a really good VOD run with Betrayed,
Yeah.
so maybe a split, but I think this one is going to do very well overseas.
And darn it, Betrayed. I was going to get to it because there's another one you had. You kidnapped her, right? Mm-hmm. And Betrayed.
Yep.
You got to kidnap your wife.
Yes, I did.
Like I said, you guys are role players. Anyway,
Did she tell you how we met?
didn't we
I
go through that
kidnapped
story?
her.
Oh, you kidnapped her? Is that what happened?
No.
In the Emerald Ballroom, right?
Yes,
The
exactly.
Emerald Ballroom, yes.
I want to go to this
Stockholm
Emerald
Syndrome.
Ballroom
Yes,
now.
yes,
Sounds
and
so
that-
exotic.
And luckily, Damien came and rescued you. So, and,
Not in Betrayed.
Not in Betrayed.
Not
no.
in Betrayed.
I gotta watch Betrayed.
Quite the
I gotta
opposite.
watch Betrayed.
Yeah.
Like, you got
People are
to.
It's
still
funny 'cause-
talking about Betrayed.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
it's funny because I have been in LA. I've been noticed by a lot of people for my role in Betrayed.
And so have you.
Yeah, and back in Michigan, I keep getting it's Bennett's song. People are
Maybe
like,
because
"Oh
it's
my
the
God, I
Midwest."
loved you," and it's really weird.
Oh
how
yeah,
that
and
goes.
now you're on TV.
Oh yeah, and I missed it. The first episode that I'm on, Homicide Hunter, aired the same day as
the premiere of your movie.
And I was cast to be back filming this week for my character. Couldn't accept it, so that was kind of a bummer. And the first time they cast me, I was shooting Ash and Bone and had to say no. So
Wow.
two out of three of my appearances on the series got eaten up by other work, which
Well,
is
let me tell you something. That's a good thing to have.
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, it's
nice
it's
to
a
be
bummer for one thing,
wanted.
but when you got to turn down work because you got other work,
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
good
that's
problem.
when you know you
Good
made it
problem.
in show business.
That's like we were talking about this yesterday because the media presence and the star presence was so enormous at the premiere, and me and Joe were trying to figure out how to get everybody through the media line, how to fit the media on the red carpet, and I was
Yeah.
like, I don't even know how you do it, Joe. I really don't.
It was
Juggling skyscrapers.
2 days
Chet-
after Labor Day weekend too. It's astounding.
It was amazing. It was such a fun time. Anyway, Harley, I could talk to you guys all day. I love you guys. You got when Bennett's Song Holiday comes around. Come back, please. We'd love to talk to you guys
Would
again.
love to.
Corbin Bernson's in that, from what I understand. From
He's
LA
another
Law.
one. He's another one of them, just incredibly talented guys.
All these, you just keep going up, and Mickey Rourke's probably gonna be the next one.
I gotta get his number from somebody because I think he'd remember me from back then, and maybe there would be a way. Who knows? He just released a film with Vision as well.
That's great.
So maybe there's an in there somewhere, so I can be like, hey, do you remember me when we were?
So how do people get a hold of you? How people see the movies? What any social media you want to give everybody?
Yeah, the films are available pretty much everywhere. So far, we have released Moving Parts. That's like Who Done It. You got to be a bit of a detective to enjoy that one. And then we made Bennett's Song that released last year in September. It's had a really, really good VOD run as well.
Family movie with the word vagina.
Family, yep. Which
Oh my God!
we got to be a little bit edgy. And then
Families aren't the same. Yeah.
and then Betrayed released last year in September.
You kidnap your wife.
Yep, and now and all those three are available on Amazon Prime and whatever,
that's great,
Voodoo and so on.
I'll check it out.
iTunes and
Yeah, it's everywhere. So and now Eternal Code will be available. I believe we are airing on 9/6, which is today. Tomorrow. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And,
Rise.
and the film comes out.
Film comes out.
9/6,
It's probably in theaters tomorrow, and on video on demand, and I recommend it. I think people should go see it. It's going to be it's if you like action thrillers, this is a good one with a little sci-fi element, and a lot of the women in the audience are very touched with the human story last night. So you got a lot of feedback from that. Aside from all the guys drooling over Vida and asking her questions, all the women were saying how they really liked the human story.
Yeah.
And they were touched. And Katie, how do people get a hold of you?
Okay, so Instagram, it's Kaiti, Kaiti, right? Wallen. And Facebook, same thing, Kaiti Wallen. We do have an Instagram for Painted Creek Productions.
Yes.
and a Facebook.
And a Facebook page.
Yes.
Which,
And we do casting calls.
Yeah.
On those first.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
So
if there's any casting announcements, it's all there. And it's a direct line to us. If you have any questions about what's coming up or any of that kind of thing, and we do auditions and casting like 3 times in a year.
And that's great.
So so there's going to be
Almost something
something
happening.
almost exactly.
Even if you don't get the part, it's good practice.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
Because I think I blew my casting with the questions I asked.
Ba-dum-bum.
Who knows? But anyway,
The Scottish guy's blushing.
yeah. So but anyway,
lot
but
to
you
make a
guys are
Scottish
great. You
guy
guys are great.
blush.
You make a great team. I
you.
just see it just building and building and building and
Yeah.
building and I wish you guys great luck. Because
Thank you.
the one movie I saw was terrific. I can't wait to see the other ones. And Vida, I can't get enough of you.
Oh, you.
But
Now
tell
you're
us all
making me
tell
blush.
us all the movies you got coming out and how to people get a hold of you.
Sure.
And
Well,
the shows you're doing, the
for
radio.
sure. Well, of course, Eternal Code.
Eternal Code's coming out. We
course,
got
yes.
that. Yeah.
And then Los Angeles Shark Attack I shot recently. Brink Stevens, the lovely Donna Lee Heising, fabulous Mel Novak I worked with on Eternal Code, Maria Olsen,
Right.
Dustin Ferguson's film. I don't know when that's
Meat Hook,
coming out.
Meat
Joe.
Hook Massacre 5. You're in there.
Meat Hook Massacre, my first franchise, the final chapter. Yeah, it is available now. Right. Joe knows better than I do.
Yeah.
And then I was just recently cast against opposite the fabulous Tony Todd from the Candyman
Oh, wow.
Final Destination franchise in the film Realm of Shadows. I'm the mysterious and alluring Cassandra.
Of course you are.
So, yeah.
You hear that? She's gonna act with Candyman.
I'm very excited.
Very
Very
exciting.
Yeah, that's gonna
I
be
feel
great.
like you opened the door to the scientific
I know.
and the mysterious and alluring.
Anyway, so and Vida Ghaffari on all social media, and Hail Hannah Bach.
666 on
666
Instagram, and it's
Instagram.
BAKK.
That's right. And Goth Comedian on all social media. Everybody have a wonderfully creepy week. Bye.
Sorry, I have to run. I have to be somewhere.